Okay, everybody, check this out. Today's date is June 15, 2021, and what I'm going to do is try and show you something today that I just noticed as I had the camera app on this phone. So, when I had the app brought up. So, I want you to pay attention. Now, when I bring this phone up and I start facing it towards my direction, you're going to see me, and I don't look my best right now. And I'm not going to talk about that. But let me just go ahead and bring this up so I can show you what I was trying. So I can show you something hopefully that will continue. Okay, so hold on a second. Now I want you to look at this. Okay. Do you see this? Now what you see? Do you see where my thumb's at? What you see towards my thumb is a reflection of the sun. What you see over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and situate this. What you want to look at and notate is that white thing that you see. Now I'm going to try and maneuver my head so that the home screen of the phone that you're seeing through this video, the one that's got my thumb on it, so you can see my head. Now it's a little hard because this phone is in the way. So let me position this over here, and then maybe you'll be able to see me. I am right below this thing that you see right here. That kind of looks like, all right, so you see me now? Now, if I was to move this phone up here, then you should still be able to see the shadow of my head relative to where I'm at. All right, so let me just go back and move this over here. So you can see me right here, okay? So let me just all right, so you can see me now, right? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to notate all reflections that you see on the home screen of the phone that's got my thumb, okay? Trust me, I know I don't look my best, so just bear with me. Okay, so now, what's relevant? Now, when I tip this home screen, look at what you see, okay? Look at what you see. Okay, now, so let me go back and tilt this back over here so it can. All right, so hold on, gotta bring it back up. My part of my hand must have touched it. So let's go back over here, and when you tilt it this way, what do you think you see? Because you see my face now in the background, right? But the more I tilt it, I'm tilting it on an angle. Look at that. Okay? Now you can see that white glow line that looks like an arc, or the part of what a circle would look like there. You can see that's separate from the sun's rays that's up in the upper left corner. Now you can see that arc thing, that arc-like thing. You can see that it right now is in direct line of at least part of my head. Okay? Where's that coming from? Where do you think that's coming from? Okay? Because the sun is over in the up left corner of the phone that you're seeing, the one that's got my thumb right on it. Okay? So what do you think could be causing that light you see right here? Okay? So let's just go back. Now you can see my face somewhat, right? And you can see that is partially covering my head. If I was to turn my head this way, you would see that it's now engulfed on my entire head. Okay? Oh, absolutely. Okay? So what do you think is causing that? Look at it. You can even see it's moving, that it's oscillating, vibrating. And the sun's rays are up in the left. Okay? So what do you think is causing that? You can see it's moving too. That means it's got some type of electron flow. What do you think is causing that? Okay. So, let me try and find something here that I noticed on Twitter yesterday. Again, today's date is 6/15/2021. So, let me bring something up here. It's going to probably take a minute for me to find it because Now, the following that I'm going to eventually show you here as soon as I find it, it's not being shown because I think, suspect, or even wonder that it may be related to what I just showed you. But you can do your own research. See, I'm at a wooded area. And this wooded area property does not have any homes on it. It does not have any buildings on it. It does not have any cable lines on it. Okay, it does not have any telephone poles on it. It does not have any, hold on, okay. It does not have any, anything to do with, it doesn't have anything to do with electronics that you would see out and about in your community, like telephone poles, cell phone towers, cable lines, pardon me please, or anything else. So let me just look for something here real fast. I'm going to be quiet for a second because sometimes I don't want to be distracted in my dialogue because I'm looking for something specific. So just bear with me for a second. Now, all right, hold on. Okay, I think it was on this person's account. So let's see how long it takes for me to try and bring it up. I sent it to my email account, but I'm noticing a lot of my emails are not arriving in my inbox that are sent from wooded areas. In fact, I've even noticed that quite a few are not even arriving in my inbox when I'm out and about in the community and send them. Oh, absolutely. And so you can research gang stalking and cell phone hacking, cell phone tracking, cell phone account manipulation to gang stalking. Alright, so I'm going to be quiet for a minute because I don't want to be distracted mentally in my descriptions, my verbal descriptions. Alright, so first let me go into the email account because I might even be able to find it through Outbox or Drafts. Okay, so what I'm basically looking for is I'm looking for a article that was posted in a tweet yesterday by another self-reported gang stalking victim. Okay, now this individual, the article that was in it had to do with a subject matter that's becoming more increasingly reported by the day, and that has to do with the Havana syndrome concerning some ex-intelligence agencies officers and the USA diplomats to the Cuban embassy who are reported to be to have already been hit with sound weapons, acoustic weapons, and microwave weapons. Just bear with me a second because I really don't want to spend a lot of time looking for this. Go back to Twitter. Just bear with me a second. Now, give me a second here because I want to think about something. And Twitter is all of a sudden hanging. I'm trying to get to some older tweets so I can find that article because a reply was sent to it. Do you notice how? Okay, so now Twitter stopped hanging. Okay. Alright, so anyways, this article had to do with how a individual I believe he was an ex-CIA officer that reported him being hit with microwaves, I think, going all the way back into the 90s. Alright, hold on a second. Going all the way back into the 90s. And at that time, he was not able to get any type of recognition concerning what he was reporting. And I really wanted to show you this article because the article... Okay, hold on one second. The article literally showed this guy's testimony and how he felt concerning in real time victims now being acknowledged to be real victims. Concerning the current reported victimizations of these ex-CIA officers and U.S. diplomats in the Cuban embassy. It's called the Havana syndrome. The reason why it's called the Havana syndrome is because of the type of targeting happening in Havana, Cuba, concerning the USA diplomats. So just go to Google and type in Cuban diplomats reported to be hit with ultrasound and microwave weapons. Okay? Alright, hold on 1 second. This taking me this long to find this should not be occurring. So just bear with me a second. Now, the reason why this article was relevant, because in the same article, it went on to talk about how, in the article, it literally went on to talk about how electromagnetic weapons were these satanic rats, these mass murdering animals who host gang stalking crimes and are using extremely sophisticated technology on gang stalking victims. Tens of thousands have been reporting this for decades now, before and after the internet became a public tool. Okay, so let me just go into one email account here. Hold on 1 second. And the article went on to state about how this technology can be purposely projected onto an entire area, the entire area of your home, the entire area of like, say, if you work in an office, within the entire area of the office, within the entire area of any room in your home, or the entire home concerning the interior. Okay, it's also reported that it can be projected onto any vectored area concerning its Cartesian coordinate system perimeter. All right, now just hold on 1 second. Okay, so I believe that was reported. The thing I'm looking for was from yesterday. Let me see if this is it. So I can't find that friggin' article, and I find it amazing that a lot of times lately when I go to friggin' make a video and I'm trying to show supporting material that's relative to the subject matter or any detailed statements within the video, and I go to find the material, it just all of a sudden seems to be without a immediate hand's reach. That's happening a lot lately. All right, hold on a second. Now, so this tweet was posted yesterday, and let me bring back up Twitter. Alright, hold on, I know I can, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it through my profile. Bear with me a second. Should have thought of that to begin with. So, I'm going to have to scroll through a few tweets here. I apologize for the interruption. Just bear with me. It's going to probably take me a couple seconds here. Now, one thing you need to learn about gang stalking crimes is that these little satanic rats who are hosting it, they already know that they have propped up protective measures to be part of the program itself, especially when it comes to the electromagnetic weapons, ultrasonic sound bone conduction. All right, hold on 1 more second. Ultrasonic sound bone conduction, all microwave weapons that are used in this crime. They have already, because this technology, it produces massive health effects, which when you research the Havana syndrome to the USA diplomats concerning Cuba, you're gonna, excuse me please, you're gonna start understanding what all that is. In fact, the Senate Intelligence Community right now is trying to pass they're in the works right now of literally passing a bill into law. It's, from what I understand, it's already been approved, concerning protecting, right now, just government employees, concerning them being attacked with microwave weapon and acoustic weapons. Well, gang stalking victims have been reporting this now for way, way, way over a decade. And you should also remember this as well. All right, hold on 1 second. You should also remember this as well. If you really think about what I'm saying to you, when you got tens of thousands of people reporting online that they're being hit with microwave weapons, ultrasonic sound bone conduction, microwave weapons, electromagnetic weapons, and much more, These people were already online for way over a decade, detailing their experiences, buying through their exposures, but also posting massive cooperating materials, including materials that show the patents of a lot of this tech. Okay, you know, we can a lot of oh, by the way, you should research this right here. Let me show you this this tweet right here. Okay, it was posted on Twitter a few days ago through Fighting Monarch's Twitter account. So if you bring that up and look at his Twitter account, it was posted on June 12th, 2021 at 4:19 p.m. This right here is literally an attached blog that shows a lot of the patents for the technologies that gang stalking victims are reporting, including scientists, doctors, researchers, and more on gang stalking victims' behalfs. And so just go to Google and type in mind control patents, mind control technologies, patents, gang stalking crimes, and you'll find them because it's massive. All right, so hold on one second. So let me continue to look for this, and I'm finding it kind of funny that I can't seem to find that tweet. You should also research remote neural monitoring as well. Okay, that was 2 days ago. I'm referring to a tweet I just noticed. So, in case I don't find it, this article openly stated that these wild horrors can project an electromagnetic field concerning any vectored area, concerning the size of the area. It can be any size, where they can blanket the entire area. If you picture, like when you open up a door, let's say to your home, or the garage door, or the door of a closet, when you open up that door, you are now going to see the doorway, the parameter of that doorway, the area of it. So if you were to draw a rectangle, that would be similar to what you see concerning a doorway. And you see that area that encompasses that doorway so if you were to draw a rectangle, and you were to then put a bunch of dots along its perimeter, and then you say to yourself, well then, okay, because electromagnetic fields are invisible. So you look at the area of the parameter of the doorway, like this right here, you're seeing a square, right? So imagine when you see this square right here, imagine a dot being put here, a bunch of dots. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I just lost that. Shit. Alright, so I'm not going to waste any more time looking for that article. If I find it, which I am sure I will, I'll make another video concerning it. But the point being is that if you take a rectangle, okay, if you draw a rectangle, like this right here, this has got a specific shape to it, like a rectangle. And if you were to take this shape, okay, and you were to draw a rectangle, and then if you were to put a bunch of, like a dot at each corner, and then a bunch of dots along, okay, the area of it, concerning like the outer perimeter of it, and then if you were to look at those as like little electrode nodes, like possibly even antennas, emitters, or whatever that these little satanic rats may need concerning any in-between technology between them and the victim, well, they will prop that shit up. So that then that in-between technology is able to then assist in blanketing the area within the rectangle with a solid electromagnetic field. If you look at a spider web, you can look at a spider web visually in your mind as like a gridded reference point. From the point where if the spider web was inside the entire area of the rectangle, okay, and then how the spider web covers that entire area within the inside of the parameter of the rectangle. Well, then what these little satanic rats are able to do is project that area to where the entire area is covered in an electromagnetic field, okay, of electromagnetic energy. And if the victim is sitting in that area, their entire body from head to toe is covered within that electromagnetic field. And then when you look at how remote neural monitoring and how the electromagnetic field is interfacing with the neurological and biological systems of gang stalking victims, then you can start to begin to see how they're able to affect the neurological systems and biological systems of the gang stalking victim, including if that victim has any non-consensual implants in them. Let me give you an example of what I mean here. Baby cakes, munchkin butts, and sweethearts. So let me find a tweet here. In fact, I already know, not a tweet, but a snap screenshot, but I can find that snap screenshot within a tweet. So I think it was The Guardian that posted that article. So you can actually just go to Google. I don't know, I think that was a pretty recent article, okay? So you can go to, and I didn't think to include that article in this video before I started making it. That was like an afterthought. So if I would have thought of it first, I would have already looked for it and brought it up. But I want you to look at this. Now what you want to do, now let's see if we can still see that energy. Okay, because you got to remember the sun has now moved probably quite a bit, because it's at the time of day right now where it moves quite a bit concerning this area. Okay, because obviously you're seeing that it's not reflecting like it was before. Okay, so you're not really seeing it now because the sun moves in this area around this time quite significantly. In fact, I gotta kind of conclude this video here in a few minutes because I gotta get up and rotate my solar panels that I got sitting about 100 feet away from me. But I want you to look at this, and I want you to take a snap screenshot of it as soon as I show it to you here, which I'll be doing here in a second. What you want to do is you want to, as soon as this zooms in so you can clearly read it, what you want to do is take a snap screenshot of that right now. Okay? Because you want to not only read it, but you also want to write down that YouTube URL link. The last time I checked was just about a week and a half ago. That YouTube account and the video itself is still active. And that YouTube account, the YouTube URL that you're seeing right now discusses these remote neural monitoring, non-consensual remote neural monitoring lens implants that are in my eyes. They're still there, okay? So let me zoom on it a little bit, and let me click on it so I can zoom in on it. Now, what you're seeing here are eye fluid sacs and water sacs that formed on the surface of the eyes as a direct result of the eye fluid and water in the eyes and in the face being brought to a boiling point, like you boil an egg, as a direct result of my face, head, and throat being massively continually targeted for over 18 straight hours at two separate areas. A wooded area I was utilizing, which I called the octopus tree location. This crime made me homeless, so when I'm forced to utilize wooded areas, gang stalking crimes made me homeless. So I'm forced to use wooded areas. Now, as being a woman and being gang stalked, I'm not going to disclose in my videos, exposures, or in my blogs, or my tweets on Twitter where exactly a wooded area is at for safety and security measures. So what I do is I use landmarks, okay, to describe the areas I'm at. And that particular wooded area at the time on 6/3/2020, the night of 6/2/2020, in the morning of 6/3/2020, is where I was experiencing it concerning a great portion of that 18-hour period of targeting. Now, what's important about this, so I referred to that wooded area as the octopus tree location because the area literally had a tree on it that literally looked like the shape of an octopus. And I know that sounds funny, but again, I use landmarks to describe areas because when I make videos at areas, I want to be able to show where I'm at in case something occurs, like when I make prediction videos and so on. So, as a result of me experiencing extremely high levels of electromagnetic weapons torture at the octopus tree location on the night of June 2nd, 2020, throughout the hours of 12 midnight, which was then now June 3rd, 2020, up until the morning I left it on the morning of June 3rd, 2020, and then continually experienced it for at least 5 hours at Bond's grocery store located on Arabia Street and Regents Road in La Jolla. It then caused the eye fluid and water sacs to form because they were literally boiling my head with such high intensive heat from the electromagnetic weapons. That caused these eye fluid sacs and water sacs to form on the surface of the eye, pushing the back part of the remote neural monitoring lens implants out that rest on the eyes, making them transparently visible. Okay? Now, so how were they able to vector my location at Vaughn's and at the Octopus Tree location? Because they knew where I was. The illegal criminal tracking of gang stalking. Now, the only way that they could interface with my brain, my face, and my throat was to know where I was at. In order to... Cartesian coordinate systems is a very elementary coordinate system. And basically what it is that when you take your finger and you go up and down, that's the Y direction. When you go right to left or left to right, that's the X position. And then when you go forward and back, that's the Z position. So if you look at this area from here to here, that's the X position. From here to here, that's the Y position. And then going forward to you and back from you is the Z position. So the whole entire area of this has got an X, Y, and Z value. So if you look at the inside of my fucking tent from concerning its Cartesian coordinate system concerning the X, Y, and Z value, they see the area. This tent, I believe, is 7 feet long by 3 feet wide by 5 feet height. And this particular spot that it's put on is also able to be Cartesian coordinate vectored. It's got a parameter. So all they fucking do is track you and say, okay, if she's used the area more than once, in fact, it can just even be once, then they vector your location and then are able to then do what they do. Because they know your area by vectoring it through at least Cartesian coordinate systems. Probably scalar too, as well as parabolic. Oh, absolutely. Now, this YouTube video that is attached within this tweet link that shows these snap screenshots, these snap screenshots come from a Periscope video that was made live at the University Town Center Mall on June 3rd, 2020, which is where I went to after I left Vaughn's on that day. I went to the bathroom, came out of the bathroom stall, took a look in the mirror, okay, noticed what was going on with my eyes and made a Periscope video, and then that produced the evidences. Absolutely. So, do you really think that they're going to investigate the torture of you? Why the fuck would a government investigate itself? It would then have to prosecute itself. So this YouTube video exposes other main uses for these eye lens implants, which are basically nothing but they enable these eye lens implants, which are non-consensual. I have no memory of how they got there. I've never had any type of surgery except for 2 wisdom teeth that were pulled back in 1984. Okay, in Michigan. That's the only time that I've ever been under consensual anesthetics. So how did they get there? And I already know for a fact, based on what I know concerning these eye lens implants and their usage, which are multiple, concerning the motives of what they do, the motives of why, concerning how they're used. I already know that these were in my eyes at least, going all the way back, at least to 2002. At least. Now, these are little visual cameras that allow them to send still photos to them, which are then, once they're sent to them, the imagery itself is sent through the retina to the optical nerve to the visual cortex. Therefore, you see in your mind what they're sending to it. And they can also send visual streams, video, just like when you're watching a movie, just like you're watching my video right now. So anything that they send to it is processed through my retina to the optical nerve to my visual cortex, forcing me to see what's sent to it in my visual cortex. Right, like right now, you're watching this video through your visual cortex. So, that's also discussed somewhat in this YouTube video. Okay? So, my fellow American citizens, I want you to see truth. Because these wild whores don't allow you to prove anything that they have done to you and or are doing and or will do. They do not allow you to prove any of it in police reports, any type of court proceedings, anywhere at any time. They don't allow you to prove it through hospitals or anything. It's a completely controlled program from A to Z. And part of that control absolutely means complete 1000% protection concerning you being able to target them legally through any judicial process, any police report, In other words, the crime is thoroughly, purely, 1000% completely protected, which means they can do and do anything they want to all victims at any and all times, anywhere. They're nothing but satanic mass murdering, human trafficking animals. It's all they are, it's all they'll ever be. So research what you see here to gang stalking. I make this video on the behalf of all victims, past, current, and future. Because victims need a voice, and when a gang stalking victim obtains undeniable proof of any measure of their targeting, it will help validate the story of all my other fellow gang stalking victims, past, current, and future. Thank you for listening, everybody. Have a good day. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't hang around anybody at all, and never have for 1 second since I've been in San Diego since August 8, 2011, because I always know, I have known for years that social infiltration is a methodology of gang stalking. So before I even came to San Diego from Connecticut, arriving in San Diego from Connecticut on 8/8/11, August 8, 2011, I made that choice before even coming to San Diego from Connecticut that I will not hang around anybody, for even a second, okay? Because I know gang stalking was going to stalk me from Connecticut to San Diego, just like they did gang stalk me from Michigan to Connecticut to San Diego. And so they basically try to socially infiltrate your life through respectable environments, through assistance, like when they make you homeless, okay? They will infiltrate your life using any and all techniques that they can to infiltrate your life, so they can then use those relationships to set you up. Okay, so research extensively social infiltration and gang stalking. So I have not hung around anybody, not even for a second, since I've been in San Diego since August 8, 2011. I don't do drugs. I do not drink alcohol at all. The last time I drank any alcohol was in 2012. And I only had 3 wine coolers. I drank them by myself. So if anybody tries to claim that I'm drinking or using any illegal substances or anything like that, it's nothing but bold-faced bullshit. Okay? I do not steal. I do not hang around anybody. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I'm not mentally ill, and I'm not a threat to myself or others. But these are the types of bullshit, types of descriptions that this crime will attempt to label on you through corrupt police, doctors, court proceedings, and that includes doctors and police in detention centers and jails, because they'll set you up for a fucking arrest, put you in jail, set you up in jail, and then try and claim that you're a threat to yourself or others, or that you're involved in illegal or criminal activity. This is organized crime in the system, baby cakes, and they will do anything and everything to discredit the victims and to protect themselves, because they know what they're doing, which is an additional reason why I expose what I do. So think to yourself, why did you see what you saw at the beginning of this video? Thank you for listening. This area is called the 3rd New Hiking Area. You're seeing a landmark concerning it right now. I gotta go. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, stay true, stay patriotic, and try your best to be good to each other. I gotta go. Have a good day now.